Ready to level up your future? Every Saturday, PDTV brings you maths class on PDTV YouTube channel, the place where knowledge meets opportunity.
High schoolers, level up your brain. PDTV maths sessions every Saturday. Algebra, fractions, equations, functions, all made simple, all made fun. So you all jump on the bus, let's go to where your future is bright. Matter what we say, matter what we need. No game, no gimmicks, just knowledge we are defend. PDTV maths every Saturday.
Okay, so for the persons who are joining via the Google Meet, please just send a message in the chat and let me know if you guys are hearing me properly. All right, so Google Meet people, please send a message in the chat so I can know if you are hearing me properly. All right, Jada, thank you. Thank you, Jada. And for the people who are out there in the YouTube space, I just want you guys to feel free to use the live chat feature so that we can have very good interactions for the show, where you guys can ask your questions, get your feedback, and get all the comments that you want. So let's see what's happening in the YouTube space. All right. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Good. In terms of the class link for the Google Meet class, all right, let me attend to that as well. Let me attend to the class link. All right, let me see. All right, so if you guys are joining for the first time, please let me know in the chat so I can know if we are growing. All right, so all right, let's see. All right, I'm gonna ask them to send the class link. Okay. Perfect. So just a few little basic things. Remember, guys, it's important that you continue to give verbal feedback. That's how I know if my audio and my video quality is up to scratch. All right, so we're gonna kick things off at this time. So just some basic things that we would have covered already in terms of some basic class expectations. Right, and these are common things that you hear teacher tell you at school, right? So if a teacher is really on his or her game, there are certain things that they will tell you. All right. Things like be prepared and on time, and the link for the class should be in the chat. So if you're just joining, just scroll to the top or scroll up in the previous messages and the link should be there. Let me check. But in the meantime, always be prepared and on time. You guys should have a specific notebook for this session. Don't mix this session with your high school. Don't mix this notebook with your high school book. Totally different notebooks. All right, so that you guys can have separate notes and explanations, because I might not be at the same place that your teacher is on the syllabus. All right. And the content for the session, the Saturday session, I always redo them in my version and post them on my math TikTok account and Instagram account. Yes, I have a math account for TikTok and Instagram. I will shortly, the videos, please switch the videos off, please, at this time, right? So I will shortly let you guys get the handles for those social media mathematics platform where you can find more extensive explanation. So for the YouTube has a lot of math content already, right? So the TikTok and the Instagram is kind of new. So we are working on getting that done in terms of getting things up on it. So stay focused on participate, respect everyone, complete. When I say assignment, I mean whatever example or class activity that I put on screen, you guys are required to attempt it. If you don't get it, we can do it together, but you have to do something. And if you're not responding to a question or making a comment about the lesson, please keep your mics muted. All right, so let's go. For the learning objectives, you'll be able to create and solve problems using the distributive property. 2, expand 2 parentheses using the distributive property. 3, simplify algebraic expressions after expanding 2 brackets. 4, avoid common mistakes such as missing terms and indices. So this is how we know if we are on track with what we are here to learn. All right, so let me get this off. All right, so guys, these classes are really, really important. So let's see for this slide. Will it give me the eraser? All right, so we're gonna start out with a basic type of application when it comes on to expanding brackets. So let's say, for example, all right, and in this case, don't let the x's confuse you. I'm gonna break it down for you. Let's say, for example, you buy x plus 2 notebooks. What this means, x can be whatever value it wants to be, right? So x can be, for example, so let's say you buy, for this red part right here, let's say you buy x plus 2 notebooks. If in this case, if x is 1, it means that you bought 1 plus 2 notebooks, which is 3 notebooks, right? So don't let the x confuse you. It's just a way of expressing the number of books in terms of parentheses and variables. So imagine you buy x plus 2 number of books for x plus 3 students. Again, don't let the x confuse you. X plus 3 students could be a case where we have where x is 0, 0 plus 3, which is 3 students. All right, so you bought 3 notebooks for 3 students. Normally, how we go about expanding these brackets, it's basically similar to how we started the distributive property. So who wants to tell me how we went about solving the distributive property problems that we did? This quick. So we're not gonna spend a long time on what we covered already. We just have a quick recap if I will have more advanced concepts to cover for this session. So whether it's in the YouTube space or it's in the Google Meet chat, who wants to remind us how we went about solving the distributive property questions? So let's go, guys. So YouTube chat, let's go. What did we do for the distributive property last week? Google Meet people who are live, what do you remember from the distributive property? You can text it in the chat section if you don't want to speak openly for this session. Come on, Google Meet. What do you remember from the distributive examples that we did last week? YouTube space, just the same. Remember, guys, you have to be responding so I can know if there is any glitch in the transition of the audio or the visual, both here on Google Meet and on YouTube. All right, and for the person who joined via Google Meet, remember, as I said last week, we're not gonna be just doing the Google Meet link for persons to just come in and sit and chill and don't socialize. If that is the case, you probably just don't send it, if that's how it's gonna be. So Google Meet people in the chat, what did we cover on distributive property if you were in class last week? YouTube, let me see some emojis so I can know how things are going. YouTube, let's see the emojis coming in on YouTube so I can know if the transition is good. Yeah, the chickens are out again. Yeah, man, you guys know that already. All right. So looking on these two, well, looking at the first problem on screen, to find the total number of notebooks, you don't just multiply once. Every part interacts with every other part. So what this is saying is the first parentheses, or sometimes we use bracket, that's here. So everything in this first parentheses is going to interact with everything in this one. All right. So we have the blue, sorry, we have the yellow and we have the green. All right. Have the yellow and we have the green. So now what we did was to just step up the distributive property to another level. Remember, we started out pretty basic and we're moving things up. Basic concept, and we build on that to get to more advanced math concepts. All right, so let's say in this case now, as I said, everything in the first bracket is going to interact with everything in the second bracket. So let's clean this up and let you see this at work. All right, so now we're focusing on the x first. So first of all, there are 4 terms in the 2 brackets combined. All right, so the first term is the x, second term is 2, third term x, fourth term 3. Now pay attention now, guys, now, because it's very easier for things to slip you at this point, because it has gotten a little bit more on the intermediate to advanced side, but the guys will get it, especially if you had paid much attention to the previously covered examples from the previous classes. All right, so now I'm going to color code a few things here so we can know what we're doing. So in the first bracket, we have let's not use black. That's an error. For the first bracket, our first term in the first bracket is x. So for the first bracket, we're only focusing on the x only for the first bracket. Remember this now, guys. X only for the first bracket, and for the second bracket, we have another x, and then we also have 3. No, guys, pay attention. It gets kind of bumpy right here. So we are only looking at let me see, here's my, we're only focusing on our x in the first bracket, and let's see, 1 second, and the x and the 3 in the second bracket. So this is gonna be, for the first part, yellow is going to go to the blue. So if yellow goes to blue, what will be my expression right here? So let me do the first one. So if yellow goes to blue, then this is going to be x times x, because yellow is x and blue also has an x as well. All right, so yellow to blue for the first one. So this is 1. So we're going to end up with 4. All right. For the first part, it was the x and the x. Now for the second multiplication, what do you think that is going to be? From YouTube chat, Google Meet, chat section, Mike, what is the second multiplication going to be? So we did the x and the x first. Now, which color comes after the x in the second bracket? Let's see what's in Google Meet space. Right, let me add a few people. All right, so I'm seeing 3. All right, so I did the x times x already. So let's get back to this now. Okay, my system is kind of lagging a little bit. Right, so I did the x times the x already. So now it's now the x times the 3. All right. Yeah, my system. All right. So let's finish. So it's now x times 3. Whether x times 3 or 3x is just the same thing. So x times 3 or 3 times x. Right. So guess what? We did the yellow and the blue already. And then we went ahead and we did the yellow and the green. So now that yellow has already interacted with the blue and the green. Remember, it interacted with both terms in the second parentheses. So now we are now finished with yellow. We are finished with x. This is lagging a little bit. Don't know why. Right, so we're now finished with our x. So let's continue. What's going on here? All right. So now erase the x. And we're going to highlight the 2. Highlight the 2. The slides are kind of lagging, so just bear with the system. We're going to get this done. We have the 2 is now highlighted, right? So now it's going to be the 2 times the x, 2 times x, and then our 2 times 3. Good, and I've seen all those responses in the YouTube stream chat already. 2 times 3. All right, so once we have established all these multiplication, we're just going to put our expression or our answers. And guys, I kind of broke this apart so you can see how each section comes about. But whenever you get it and you understand it fully, you don't have to do all of this right here. You can just go straight to your multiplication. So x times x gives us what? YouTube chat. X times x gives us what? And we had covered a rule sometime last week that tells us how to multiply variables. So x times x gives us what? I'm seeing x times x give us 2. Any other response? 2x? Anybody else? So the question is, what is x multiplied by x? 2. I see. Let me check the Google Meet response chat. I think I heard something there just now. All right, so let's see what Google Meet is saying. X times x. I'm seeing x cubed. Okay. Multiplied by the variable. Okay, variables last week. I'm seeing x cubed. All right, so this now tells me that I need to do a simple recap run through. It gives x, it gives 2, it gives 2x, it gives 1. All right, so guys, remember, the rule that we covered last week was this. If we're multiplying variables, right? And they are of the same base. For example, let's say a times a. Let's say we have only the letters and it just appears as a letter. Guys, there is a power of 1 at the top. That's the first phase of this explanation. there's a power of 1 at the top. So wherever you see just the x standing, it has a power of 1 at the top. Now, next step again. To multiply a times a in this case, we simply keep the base. Remember, the bases are the same. So we keep the base as a. That's a. And then we add the powers. 1 plus 1. All right. And then this is going to be equal to a to the power of 2. All right. So, guys, remember this moment, because literally more than 10 people just type in the YouTube chat stating that x times x gives us 2. Now listen, don't go to school Monday morning with that type of mathematics. You understand? X times x gives us x squared, x to the power of 2. All right, because each x has an exponent of 1, and we simply keep the x the same, which is the base, and we add the exponents. 1 plus 1 equal 2. So x times x, a times a, m times m, y times y. We keep the base and we add the exponent. Right, so we finished with the first part for number 1. So now x plus x times 3, or 3x, that just gives us 3x. So remove the multiplication sign. What's 2 times x? That just gives us 2x. Remove the multiplication sign. 2 times 3, 6. So now we have our 3 expressions here based on our answer. So all we're doing now is combining all of these into one expression. So the first one that we had was x squared. We got x squared from number 1. So x squared. All right. Remember, all these terms are positive, so we just use the addition. So x squared plus 3x comes next. 3x. What comes next? 2x plus 6. All right. Almost through. Then one last final step is we're going to see if we can add or subtract like terms. But in this case, it's all addition. So all we are going to be doing is this. We put our x squared back here. Plus, now 3x and 2x are like terms, because each number has an x on it. So 3x plus 2x gives us 5x plus 6. And that's our answer. That's our answer. So does anybody have any question? Any questions? So now is the time where you ask the question, make any comment, and we clear up whatever misconception is there, so we can move forward with the rest of the examples. So YouTube chat, what's going on? Let me know. Come on, warm up the chat with the emojis, man. Let me see them. Let me know that the guys are getting it. So if any form of learning is taking place, type learning. How did you get the answer? All right. The answer came about with multiple steps. So what specific step are you asking us about? How did you get the answer? That's what I'm seeing. But remember, I've been through multiple stages. So let me know specifically what you mean. So guys, remember that we went through the multiplication aspect of it first, right? Where we multiplied each term in our second bracket by each term in the first bracket. This guy's yeah, the system is kind of lagging, so hope it doesn't really affect us much. So each term in the first bracket multiplies each term in the second bracket, right? And the multiplication results are these right here. These are the results. All right, multiplication results, that's what we got from the multiplication. So first we went ahead and we said x in the first bracket times x in the second bracket. That gives us x squared. That's the first multiplication. Then the second one, we're on the first x in the first bracket times the 3. That gives us 3x. Okay, right. And then we move to the 2x. 2 times x gives us 2x. And then 2 times 3 gives us 6. And then we just combine those right here. And then we add our like terms in the middle right here. So x squared plus 3x plus 2x plus 6. So the 3x plus 2x gave us the 5 that is here. All right. Okay, understand now. That's great. Oh, yeah, man, Patricia, I see you get it now. Perfect. So I want you guys to look on the second part. All right, so let me clean this up a little bit. So now you guys are gonna, so this is 1, this is 2. You guys are gonna tell me what I will expand for number 2. So YouTube, stream chat, Google Meet, session, students, please take a look at number 2 and tell me what my first multiplication will be. Giving you a couple of seconds to look on it. I'm seeing 3 times 3. Remember, Patricia, we're looking at number 2. And our first bracket has x plus 3, second bracket x plus 5. What's going to be my first stage for multiplication? Now let me give you guys a small clue. So we're only focusing on the first term in the first bracket and these terms in the second bracket. So that's where our focus is. We're only looking to multiply the x in the first bracket with the x and the 5 in the second bracket. So let's now look at the responses. So first response, somebody says x times x. That's perfect because we take this x at the front and we multiply this x right here. So now let me kind of separate this. So now the x, look at it this way, guys. We're not looking at anything else right now. The first stage, we're only looking on the 2 x's. The first terms of each bracket, x and x. So this gives us x times x. X times x. That's the first thing. So that's 1. That's expression 1. Expression 2, expression 3, expression 4. All right. First multiply x by x times 5. We have finished x times x. That gives us x squared. All right. And now we are moving on to the 5. So x will not equal to this 5 right here. All right, so x times 5 is the same thing as 5 times x. So it x. And then once we're finished with the first term in the first bracket, we're gonna now move to the second term in the first bracket. So now we are looking on the second term, which is 3. Nope, wrong color. So second term, which is 3, that's now where our focus is going to be. So we're now looking at the 3. Remember, guys, we finished the x multiplication already. Now we finished with that, so we'll leave that alone right now. So we went to the 3, but for the second bracket, we have to do the terms again, right here. All right, so let me see what's happening in the chat. All right, x times 5 equal 5x. That's fine. We got that already. Now let's finish up the expansion. Right, I'm seeing 3x. That's perfect. So x 3 times x, that gives us 3x. That's perfect. And then for the last one now, guys, remember the last one is always the numbers. What's our answer for the last one? The last multiplication. Yeah, man. So we know, so that at 3 times 5. 3 times 5, and that's the 15. Yeah, man. They hear somebody say, oh, yep, that's how we do it. Right. So that's how we get the 15. So now we finish all the multiplication then. We're going to turn this into a single expression where we have now x squared, that's here. So x squared plus, look at this now, 5x plus 3x, guys. Remember those are like terms, so they can be added. 5x plus 3x, that's 8x plus our 15. So that's how we get our answer. Any question? Come, emoji, come on. Warm up the YouTube chat, man. Warm up the YouTube chat right now. Let me see. Yeah, I got the 8x. Thank you, Simpson. Warm up the YouTube chat. Warm up the chat. Remember, guys, if you don't catch it now, that's fine. Remember, I'm gonna post specific videos on a social media handle. So these topics that I'm covering, if you don't get it right now fully, I'm gonna create a video from the lesson that I covered so that you guys can have it to watch. So let me see the emojis before we move on. So if learning is taking place, let me see the word learning in the chat. Come on, let's go. Okay, it makes sense now. Okay, Marsha Adams, I see it. That's fine. That's how we do it. Come on, emoji. Let's send a blank. Come, let's bust a blank in the chat right now. Let's see the emojis and then we move on. So remember, guys, for this session on Saturdays, it's only for an hour, right? So we can't cover as much as we would want to cover within the 1 hour. So I'm going to provide you guys with the handles to my TikTok math account and my Instagram math account, where I go more extensively in explaining math concepts so you guys can have a better understanding. So if you don't catch it now fully, let's say you catch 30 to 40, 50%, that's fine. At least you have started the process. All right, so back to this page. So now these 2 examples are here. I want you guys to take 2 minutes. Come, remember, you should have a notebook. Come, take 2 minutes, write down the first question, write down number 1, and start the expansion in your book, and then you share your answer. So this is 1 minute. Well, I'm going to give you 2 minutes to look these over and start formulating your responses. Google Meet students, YouTube stream, chat students, start working on these 2. Where it says example demonstration. Let's go. All right, let's go now, guys. YouTube space, what's going to be our first step to expand these brackets based on what we did in the previous examples? All right, so let me see who is that. So I'm seeing x times x. Perfect. You guys are getting the hang of this now, but let me help you out along the way. So I'm seeing, so remember guys, we're looking only on the first term in the first bracket and each term in the second bracket. All right? Can I use a little bit of color so you guys can be more open to the different parts of the problem. Equal. So I'm seeing the x times x. So, but guess what now, guys? Now you would have moved on to a next level in this type. I'm not going to list out the different multiplication parts anymore. We're going to just do the expression straight across. So x times x. Let me do it this way. So we're going to have x times x, right? And then let me see what's happening in the right, guys. So I saw the x times x response in the group. So what comes next? After x times x, what are we gonna have? X times 6. Now we multiplied each term in the second bracket by the x in the first bracket. So now we are finished with the x in the first bracket right here. So now we're going to switch our focus to the 4. So we're looking on this 4. All right, guys, whenever it comes on to negative numbers, it's important to use our parentheses. So in this case, it is a negative 4. Right? It's not just a 4, it is a negative 4. So let me highlight the entire piece right here. It's a negative 4. All right, so let's finish this up. So we're going to have plus, all right, negative 4. But we could have even just went straight along on negative as it is, because negative beside a positive negative. So what I'm going to do is just go straight into the negative piece. Right, so let's we have the negative 4. Still gonna put this in parentheses times x, and then negative 4 times 6. Right, so we're gonna do some more extensive problems that involves negative, because when it comes down to negative numbers, students kind of get a little bit more confused. But we're gonna sort that out. Don't worry, that's how we do it here every Saturday, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. on PDTV Math session with Mr. Thompson, guys. Remember to send the link to families, friends, classmates, everybody who wants a better understanding of math. So x times x gives us x squared. Now x times 6 gives us 6x. All right. In terms of the negative pieces now, guys, negative 4 times x gives us negative 4x. All right. And then negative 4 times 6 gives us negative 24. All right. And the procedure is just the same. So now we're going to move on to x squared plus, no, 6x and 4x are like terms because they both have the x on it. Right? Like terms. So 6x minus 4x, that's just 2x. And then 24 is added after the subtraction. All right. So that's how we go about solving. So any question so far? Any question? Come, remember, is the emoji is what we use to drive the vibes in the group, the YouTube stream. Okay, Rose, you understand? That's perfect. Emoji is what we use to let Mr. Thompson know that you guys are not stressed, to let Mr. Thompson know that you guys understand what's going on. So let's say the emojis in the chat before we move on. Let's go, guys. Emoji time. Let's go. Let's go. All right. So, Patricia, that's fine. I'm kind of off. Don't worry. You won't get it so quick. But you're gonna. All right. So for the persons who are saying they kind of missed it a little bit, which part do you find a bit difficult? For the persons who are saying that they don't get it, which part you find a little bit difficult? YouTube people and the Google Meet people. Now is the time. We're gonna take 3 minutes. We're gonna take a minute and you guys tell me which part you're finding difficult so I can go over as best as I can. Yeah, guys, that's math. That's math. Now this should tell you guys not to take the subject for granted. All right, I'm telling you. So when a teacher tell you, say hello, you need to pay attention. You need to do your maths homework. You need to come to me and let me help you. When you go to a maths teacher, maths are not something to play with. Okay, Rose, I love these classes. That's fine. Thank you, Rose. Now, Raquel says she don't understand nothing. Raquel not understand nothing. So, Raquel, at least you're supposed to know the different terms in the brackets. And if I'm going to ask you what don't you understand, and then you say everything, we're not going to do it that way there. So if on a step 1, if a step 1 you don't understand, so sir, how did you get the x times the x and the x times the 6? Ask specific question and make specific comment so I can go directly back to that portion. All right. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to come back to this page. All right, guys, listen up now. This is important. I have 3 platforms that I post math videos, except for the TikTok. The TikTok, I'm planning the math content for TikTok. So very strategic math material. So you might go up there and you probably don't see anything yet, but the TikTok account is fresh. Now, the YouTube and the Instagram platforms are working. Guys, for the YouTube platform, it is Lincoln Maths. So right now, what I'm going to ask you to do is go over to Instagram right now. So all of the people who are sitting confused and them not get it, all right, no problem. Go over to Instagram right now and follow Lincoln Maths. All right, that's where I go more extensive into math problems and math situation. So right now, guys, so go over to Lincoln Maths on TikTok and Instagram right now and follow those 2 accounts so you can get more help. And on those 2 accounts, guys, just any maths problem we have, just send it, come give me. Maths questions, maths problem, test question, test problem, anything with maths related, you can message me on TikTok or Instagram. Those are Lincoln Maths for each of them. And persons who are asked to go over last week and they will get the free math guide. I'm doing it proper and extensive and detailed. So it will be in your guys' inbox shortly. So persons who are here now, let me see, 118 people in the live stream. Head over to Lincoln Maths on TikTok and Lincoln Maths on Instagram and follow those 2 accounts. And my YouTube math channel is Maths Teacher Lincoln. So you can take a screenshot of what is on screen and go over to follow. And what I cover over there is clear math explanation, CSEC past paper 1 and 2, basic to advanced math concept building, confidence and motivation in math, support for school tests and quizzes, exam style question, help building math skills before CXC or CSEC, trusted math support for students and parents. So guys, remember, head over there, send me the word learning, and I send you the math free guide, guys. Let's head back to our problem. All right. You guys work on number 2 is a little bit special. All right, but we're gonna get it done. So the same procedure. All right, so the person who is saying they can only do it on YouTube. All right, so just follow the account on YouTube, Maths Teacher Lincoln. All right. So for number 2, you guys will realize that we have some numbers here at the top. So we now have exponents at the top of the variable. So now, same procedure, but just a little bit more advanced. Equal. So we're now focusing on this term, on the 2x term at the front. And so we're only looking on this term right here, 2x squared. And in the second parentheses, x cubed, x to the 4th. All right. So guys, remember when we were covering previous classes, we said things will eventually move up a little bit each week, but we reach at a place where the concepts look a little bit more advanced. So that's why whenever Mr. Thompson say, hey, we're at the basic now, ensure that you put enough attention on what I'm explaining from the basic. It is important because when we reach places like this, it is those early concepts that we covered that will help us. All right, so let me break this down again. So 2x squared, we're only focusing on the 2x squared and the x cube in the second bracket. So 2x squared times x cube. All right, so that's the first one. Then the second part is 2x squared. We're still on 2x squared times 4. Remember, guys, we multiply each term in the second parenthesis by each term in the first parenthesis or bracket. So now that we are done with the 2x squared, we will now shift our attention to the 3. So let's move on now. So we're gonna give you back the color. So now we're on the 3. So this now gives us 3 times x cubed. So 3 times x cubed, and then 3 times 4. All right, so let's now finish this up. What is 2x squared times x squared? So we're on the first one. 2x squared times x squared. Guys, remember the rule that I gave you? If the bases are the same, we keep the base and add the power. So what is x? So what is 2x squared plus x squared? Forget about the 2 for now. Forget about the 2 for now, right? So we're only looking on the x squared times x squared. The bases are the same. So we keep the base, which is x, and then we add the power. 2 plus 2, which is equal to x to the 4th power. So that's how the rule was done. So once we have the 2, we put the 2 back here, and then x to the 4th power from the x squared times x squared multiplication. So now 2x squared times 4, we multiply the 2 and the 4, that gives us an 8, and then we simply add, or we put back the x squared. It's only 1x squared, so we just put that back. We don't have to add any exponent or anything. Then 3 times x squared, that gives us 3x squared, and then 3 times 4, that gives us 12. All right, and from all of this, we're going to have our answer, which is combining all of those different products. That's going to give us 2x to the 4th power plus 8x squared plus 3x squared plus 12. And we can go a step further in terms of simplifying this expression. So we're going to have 2x squared. Let's do a check right here. Let me see. Let's see if make x cube. Oh yeah, that was x cube right there. So that gives us x to the 5th. Yeah, that's x to the 5th. Yep. The 5 comes here. Then, so that's 2x to the 4th. So 5 comes here. Let's clean this up a little bit. Let's clean this up. Right, so this is a 5. And then the 2 comes here. Oops. Let me get back to this. Let's fix this. All right. Right, so there's a 5 here, and the 3 has a 2. All right, 5. Good. So now 8x squared plus 3x squared. So we focus on adding the coefficients. That gives us 11. So 8 plus 3, that's 11, and the x squared comes back plus our 12 at the back. All right. So, guys, this is just the nature of math. All right. Don't approach math like any other subject. I'm not going to call any other subject name because I'm not bashing any other subject, but the approach that you have at certain subject which requires you to read and understand, that's not how the math thing work. Right? You have to spend the time to go through examples, find a trusted teacher that you can follow in terms of their guidance and their teaching. And one such place that you can get that is right here on Saturday, 1 to 2 p.m. on PDTV Math channel, where you have the mathematics class with Mr. Thompson on Saturday. Yeah, man, I see the emojis. I see people sweating in the group and everybody confused. That's good, which means that you now have a better realization that this subject requires a lot of preparation. All right, so don't take it lightly. So whenever a teacher tell you, say, if you study and get things done and do your maths homework, you need to do it. Remember, guys, TikTok and Instagram, my handle is Lincoln Maths on both TikTok and Instagram. And if you want more maths help with homework, SBA, quiz, send me a message on TikTok. YouTube, follow me on YouTube at Maths Teacher Lincoln. And now look at this now, guys. Take a screenshot of this page. It has 8 questions on it. Take a screenshot and do as many as you can from this exam, this class activity section. But you guys have been doing activities already based on the questions that I ask you and your responses. So even if we reach right here and you don't extensively get this part done, you would have provided responses already. So guys, remember, it's more easier to get through to me on TikTok and Instagram at Lincoln Maths. So take the picture of this screen, do as many as you can, and take the picture of your solution and send it to me on TikTok or Instagram. All right, so as time progresses, we're gonna do a WhatsApp group where you can have more direct communication or to send your math queries directly to me. But that's in the near future. I have to organize that properly. Guys, so take the picture of the problems on screen and solve as many as you can and send me your solutions via TikTok or Instagram. And I still have the math guide to send you guys. Don't stress about that. I'm going to ensure that it's done properly. So with that said, guys, have a wonderful weekend. And when I go back to maths class Monday, you should be a little bit more alert. And if your teacher asks you what happened, you say you have been to the best maths class, best Saturday maths class on the planet with Mr. Thompson, because Mr. Thompson break down algebra like it is nothing, so you guys can get it. All right, guys, remember to send me those solutions and have a wonderful rest of the day. Thank you very much.
High schoolers, level up your brain. PDTV Maths sessions every Saturday. Algebra, fractions, equations, functions, all made simple, all made fun. So you all jump on the bus, let's go to where your future is bright. Matter what we say, matter what we need. No game, no gimmicks, just knowledge we are defend. What not draw TV.